Hello everyone and welcome back to the Awesome Physio YouTube channel. Today we're going to be running through a bedtime routine to help with anybody struggling with hip tightness and stiffness. So to start the nighttime or bedtime hip stiffness routine, I always think it's really nice to actually start with the lower back and just get some really gentle movement through, because normally if we're feeling stiffness and tightness around the hips, it's really common to feel stiffness and tightness into the lower back. So we can start off with knee sways, very slow and gentle for 30 seconds, and then gradually bringing those knees up towards your chest and then swaying them side to side. So this is a great way to stretch into the glutes, into the lower back, and start to get a bit of movement. We next want to stretch across the piriformis, so that big muscle across that kind of buttocks area that can be really tight, particularly if we're quite tight in terms of external rotation of the hips. So what we can do is either cross the leg over the opposite knee and hold it there, or clasp our hands through and pull it up towards your chest, so whatever feels more comfortable. Again, this is a nighttime routine. This is what you're doing to relax and calm the body down, so we want it to be lovely and gentle as we're doing this routine. So again, go where feels comfortable for you, so we don't want to force it. You can always build this stretch up over time, but we want to, if we can, clasp the hands through and pull them up towards your chest. The next we want to add in a big hip flexor stretch. So it's very common if we're feeling tightness around the front of the hip, so this is why with the nighttime routine in particular, I've chosen to do more deep stretching rather than that really quick kind of movement around the hip and the pelvis. So what we're doing with this one is we're just popping something underneath the knees if they're a little bit tender. We're then going to lunge the body forward. We're keeping the core tight, keeping the body upright, trying not to arch too much through the lower back, and we should feel it around the front of the leg at the back. So as we're stretching forward, we'll feel that pull. Next, we want to target a little bit more through the rectus femoris, so your upper quadriceps muscle, which also blends around the hip, that can add to tightness. You've noticed a slight difference to the stretch before, so what I've done is I've added up 3 pillows to lift up the back of the foot, because by stretching around the knee and into the hip, it's giving a more specific target into the rectus femoris. So again, we're positioning the foot on the pillows and we're then lunging the body forward to stretch around the front of the quad. So really important to add in this stretch. So as you can see here, core is lovely and tight, body is upright, the back foot is up slightly, and we're lunging forward to add in that extra stretch. So really important. Next, we want to add in a lovely child's pose position. So again, before bed, we're decompressing through the lower back. We're also opening up through the hips. So it's a really nice way just to calm everything down. We want to aim to hold this for about 30 seconds. I've added in a little bit of a sway side to side just because it opens up through the hips a tiny bit more. But then we want to finish with a lovely pigeon stretch. So I've added this at the end because for a lot of people this might be a little bit too much. So we're kind of bending the front leg, we're having the back leg straight, so you can either keep the body upright, you should feel it around the side of the glutes and into that hip, and then we're leaning the body forward to stretch through. So you want to aim to do 30 seconds on one side, so there's 3 levels. You're either keeping the body upright, going down onto your forearms, or going completely flat towards the floor, and then we're repeating on the opposite side. So you're gently unwinding, bringing the other foot in front, so crossing it off in front of you, back leg straight. So again, this will probably be enough for a lot of people. You might even want to skip it if it's too much. That's why I've added it at the end, and then relaxing down each level. So with this routine, aiming to add this if you're struggling once to twice per week to reduce hip tightness.